The pain, right? The heavy, dull ache, the severe cramps that feel like your insides are being twisted, and occasionally sharp claws are drawn through the inside of you, making it unbearable at times. This pain makes it hard to concentrate, hard to work and get through life. Since 2021, I haven't had any cramps, any lower back pain, and my energy levels don't drop. Plus, all the methods I'm going to share with you are completely natural. There's not a single drug, painkiller, or product needed. We can help our body in ways that our hormones may not be able to. Hi, welcome to You Are Unlocked, a place for your holistic health and wellness needs to help you unlock who you're truly meant to be. My name's Yuna and I'm so glad you're here. In today's content, I'll tell you 4 ways that you can reduce or even completely get rid of your period pain. I used to get really bad period pain, severe cramps, an aching lower back, and my energy levels would plummet. One time it was so bad I couldn't even walk, and that's when I decided that things had to change. Since 2021, I haven't had any cramps, any lower back pain, and my energy levels don't drop so much that I can't do anything. The fact that this has worked year on year, month on month, convinced me that these ways that I'm going to share with you are practical tools that you can use to help reduce your period pain. Plus, all the methods that I'm going to share with you are completely natural. There's not a single drug, painkiller, or product needed, making sure that these ways are accessible to people in different situations. I'll also give you the science behind why they work. I have a degree in biochemistry, so I like understanding the science behind body reactions. You can watch this even if you're not a woman, just for your general knowledge or to help out the women in your life that you know are struggling with period pains. So with that, let's get into the 4 ways that you can use to help reduce your period pain. So what is the biggest problem that people describe about periods? It's the pain, right? The heavy, dull ache, the severe cramps that feel like your insides are being twisted, and occasionally sharp claws are drawn through the inside of you, making it unbearable at times. This pain makes it hard to concentrate, hard to work and get through life. So finding ways that we can work with our body in order to help it to relax is really important, because when our uterus relaxes, we feel calmer and our body functions better. But what if I told you that the way in order to get your uterus to relax actually is found in your head? And by your head, I specifically mean your mouth. And that's the first tip. The first tip to helping reduce your period pain is actually by eating a vegetable diet when on your flow. Vegetables are easier for your body to digest, and when your body finds it easy to digest the food, it helps it to relax. Relaxed muscles and a relaxed body reduces the pain that you feel. Leafy vegetables scientifically reduce the pain you feel and regulate your bleeding, making sure it isn't as heavy. They contain omega-3 and vitamin K. Omega-3 reduces inflammation, and inflammation is the reason that you feel pain, and it helps regulate your hormones. Vitamin K, on the other hand, produces a protein which thickens your blood. Thicker blood flows slower through the body, and slower flowing blood means that you'll get a lighter flow because it isn't flowing as quickly. Vegetables also contain calcium and magnesium, which trigger your muscles to relax. As your muscles are relaxed, they contract less, and contractions are what produce cramps. So less contractions means less cramps, which means less pain. I personally eat meat, and if you do too, then you probably know that post-meat feeling that your body gets after you eat a meat dish that tasted like heaven and it just made your taste buds tingle. What happens to your body? Your body all of a sudden wants to power down. You feel less energy, heavy. Maybe you want to take a nap. That's because blood is being directed to your digestive system, which drops your energy levels. It takes more energy to break down meat. That's why you go into a state of being tired. When you're on your period and your body is already processing so many things and your uterus feels heavy, is that the time to really be weighing down your system with a heavy meat meal? Instead, you can boost your energy levels by eating a vegetarian meal and helping your body process it a lot easier than a meat dish. Period pain is hands down the biggest discomfort that people describe about their flow. So finding a way to naturally manage it will help you feel physically and mentally better as your pain reduces. You can do this with a simple task of switching what you eat from meat-based meals to vegetarian meals, which will save you time because you don't need to do anything extra and will help you feel more comfortable in your own skin. So try vegetarian meals to get less pain, less bloating, and for a more comfortable experience. Here's another side tip. If you find yourself craving something sugary, something high in carbs, or something unhealthy during your period, one thing that you can do is actually drink water at that moment. As you drink water, it goes into your stomach and starts to give you a feeling of being full. That full feeling will then send triggers to your mind that you're not as hungry as you think you are, which can help reduce those sugar cravings or give you the motivation to choose healthier options. Now, on to tip number 2. So we all know when periods start, another really difficult thing to navigate is the drop in energy. We can feel exhausted, like we barely have enough in our system to keep going. And one thing that people all across the world struggle with, whether you're on your period or not, whether you're a woman or not, is exercise. Exercise is obviously demanding on our bodies, and when our energy levels are naturally lower, it can be more difficult to engage with it. But what if I told you that the way to increase your energy on your period is actually by spending energy on exercise? I know it sounds a bit odd or counterintuitive, but let me explain. So when I say that spending energy on exercise actually gives you energy, I don't mean spending energy on really hard exercise. I don't mean going out on a 10K run or 10-mile run in the pouring rain when you already don't want to go outside. I don't mean swimming more laps in the pool than you've ever done or lifting heavier weights than you've ever done before. I don't mean exercise that pushes your body to the limit. Instead, I mean gentle, calm exercise like walking or stretching, something that's lighter in nature. Exercise can have two opposite effects when on your period. High intensity exercise can actually put too much stress on your body, asking it for too much when your energy levels are at a natural dip. Whereas exercise that is light in nature, like stretching and walking, can actually help tense muscles in your body relax. And as they relax, you'll feel less pain because a more relaxed body is a more comfortable body. In fact, a study by St. Mary's University in London and Fitter Women was led by Dr. Georgie Brunevels. Dr. Brunevels studied 14,184 women who were on their period and tracked their symptoms. Results showed that women who exercise actually reduced their period symptoms. Even a different study was done by Dr. Chen Tsai and team. They looked at 1,808 women and tracked their period symptoms whilst exercising. Exercise ranged in different forms from walking, stretching, massages, and more. They found that women who exercised for a period of 8 weeks reduced their period symptoms compared to women who didn't exercise at all. And they found that the most effective exercise at reducing period symptoms was relaxation-based movement, showing from studies and real evidence that when we choose relaxing, light exercise, we actually help our bodies to reduce the pain. Yet I understand periods can feel like an uphill battle. The pain, the cramps, the exhaustion can make crawling into bed feel like a dream to escape the discomfort. But when the alarm clock goes off in the morning, the show must go on. Emails need to get sent. We have to go to work. Assignments need to be written. Kids need to go to school. The clock keeps ticking. The world keeps spinning. So finding a way to work with our bodies to increase our energy levels is vital. So next time you feel exhausted, try going out on a walk in nature. Your mood will turn around because the fresh, crisp air will fill your lungs, helping your body to stretch out versus the typical period hunch. The warm sunlight on your skin is nature's hug for your body, and seeing the beauty of the world lifts your soul, which will help you remember that an uncomfortable time doesn't have to define our life as bad. Plus, exercise has real health benefits. Engaging in exercise and light movement like walking produces hormones in your body called endorphins. Endorphins are your body's natural painkillers, helping ease any discomfort that you're in. And your body produces the hormones serotonin and dopamine during exercise. This will help you feel happier, boost your mood, and calmer. Finally, when you engage in movement, your body pumps blood around its system. This will make you more alert and feel more refreshed. So light exercise is a great way to boost your energy when you're on your period and you're feeling a bit exhausted. Don't miss out on the great benefits of light exercise that you can have by not engaging in exercise. Now, on to tip number 3. So when you're about to start your period, we all know that things can feel a little bit frantic. You may not be on top of your ball, you may feel less coordinated, or you just may not feel as in flow and in tune with life and the things that you need to get done. So being able to build in systems that will support you during your period is so crucial for a smoother experience. And you can do this before your period starts. Let me explain. When your period is about to start, your body actually gives you signals. You may know your period's going to start because you track it on an app on your phone or your devices, or you may recognize the physical symptoms. Symptoms like less energy, feeling heavy in your uterus, or other things that people commonly experience. This is actually an alarm clock from your body, an alarm clock to get ready for the upcoming period. Your body is so smart that it tells you beforehand that, hey, we're about to start our flow. So can you get in preparation for it by doing things that will help reduce the stress whilst we're in that next period of time? Listening to this, engaging with this, and working with this will help you reduce the stress you feel when you're on your period. Stress isn't just an emotion. It actually impacts our bodies by impacting our hormones. And our hormones are what regulates our period. They are what tell our bodies to start and stop the period. They regulate what happens during our period as well, from how long it lasts to how heavy they flow. So learning to work with our bodies through managing stress, which will impact our hormones, is so important. And you can help your body relax and reduce stress by building in systems in your life before your period starts. I'll give you 3 stress reducing systems that you can implement to help you when your period is about to flow. Firstly, when you start getting signs that your flow is about to start, you can wash your hair and put it in a low maintenance style. This will help reduce the amount of stress you feel whilst on your flow, because you won't have to think about spending extra time in the shower or spending ages doing your hair. For example, you could braid it up. This will help reduce the amount of stress you feel, which will in turn relax your emotions, aid your hormones, and put your body more at ease. Secondly, if you have the option to arrange working from home when your period is going to start, then I would definitely recommend that. That way, you don't have to spend energy traveling to work, dealing with people's emotions face to face, and you can feel a bit more comfortable in your own space. This will give you more energy during your days to carry you through that period of time. But I know not everybody has the option to work from home. So if you need to go into work daily, another thing that you can do is adjust your work schedule or the amount of work that you're doing. Maybe get a few extra tasks done before your period starts so that you have less to do. Or push forward a flexible deadline. Or if you can't do either of those, then you don't need to give 100% energy on all your tasks during your period. Maybe 80% or a little bit less, depending on what your body can handle. Our body naturally goes through ebbs and flows, peaks and troughs. So honoring it by seeing how it feels and then going with that is really important for making sure that we don't get burnt out in life. If you give your body the rest it needs by giving less energy to tasks during your period, then you're likely to have higher energy once it finishes. And the final tip is by doing meal prep just before your period starts. When you can feel your flow is about to start, or maybe the app that you use to track it tells you that it's on the way, doing healthy food meal prep is a great way to make sure that we maintain our health and wellness when on our period. Finding the motivation to cook healthy food and stand at the stove is really difficult when our energy levels are naturally lower. But cooking the food beforehand, storing it up and putting it in the fridge is a great way to make sure that we maintain our health and wellness by feeding our body clean food. In the modern day, we already live such busy lives, from careers to relationships, work to school, social media to people texting us. Our attention is being grabbed in so many different ways. So building stress reducing systems by ticking off things on our to-do list before our flow starts is so important. It's an act of self-care. Even the world's largest integrated non-profit medical group called the Mayo Clinic advises self-care as a way to help us with period symptoms and pre-period symptoms. So you can help yourself relax and reduce your to-do list whilst on your period by doing some life tasks beforehand. Now, on to the last tip. Tip number 4. So we've talked a lot about the physical aspect of things, how to reduce our pain and cramps, get lighter flows and increase our energy levels, how to reduce our stress through physical things that we do. But another common experience that women have when on their periods is an emotional change. Mood swings, getting more upset, easily irritable, or feeling fragile is a common experience for women when they're about to start their periods or whilst they're on it. Finding ways to navigate this is really important to make our periods a smoother experience, and that is the final tip that I'm going to help you with: how to process and manage our emotions through writing. Being able to process our emotions well will help us navigate our reactions, which will in turn reduce our stress levels. As mentioned before, stress impacts our hormones massively, which drive how we experience our periods. So, next time you experience a mood swing and a strong, uncomfortable emotion, maybe you feel embarrassed about a memory that happened and want to crawl up in a hole, or you feel overly upset about something that you remember from the past that didn't work out as you wanted to. Maybe you feel burning anger from something that somebody else said. No matter what it is, at that moment when you feel it, or just afterwards, or even at the end of the day when you remember it, write it down. Firstly, journaling helps you track your symptoms. By writing it down over an extended period of time, over months or even over years, you can start to see trends and patterns that you go through. That way you know what you may want to work on, or at least it'll be less surprising when it happens. I personally track my flow and my emotions through an app on my phone. Journaling also helps you look at the big picture of a situation. Sometimes when we feel emotions, they can feel so big, so overwhelming, it can almost be engulfing. But by writing it out, it gives you an opportunity to detach from what's going on, to zoom out and look at things objectively. And then you can assess your emotions and how you're reacting in the moment. This can help ground us back into what's actually going on and whether if things are really as bad as they feel. Finally, journaling and writing out how we feel is a stress relief. That's because it's a form of self-expression. So try writing your emotions about your day, or maybe even doing art. You can maybe even write and play music about how you feel if that's something that you're good at, that you're interested in, or that you practice. This is a great way to help reduce your stress and also express your emotions whilst processing them at the same time. Serotonin is the mood boosting hormone in your body. Your levels of serotonin are naturally lower when you're on your period. That can make it harder to do what we know logically makes sense because our emotions can't align with it. But by writing things out, we can help our body in ways that our hormones may not be able to. So, I will give you 3 different writing prompts that you can use when you're on your period if you need a starting point in writing out your emotions and processing them. These are: what emotion am I feeling right now? Naming your emotion like sadness, stress, anger, or unhappiness can help you detach from it so it doesn't swallow you up. Secondly, what happened or what thoughts did I have to make me feel this way? This will help you recognize what's driving your emotions or keeping you in an emotional loop. And finally, on days I'm not on my period, do I typically think this thought? If not, is this showing me something I need to pay attention to? For example, if you think insecure thoughts when you're on your period, could this be showing you an area of self-love that you need to work on? Or forgiveness if you feel emotions of bitterness rising up? Or ways to value yourself if you feel forgotten? These journal prompts and writing out your emotions will help you organize your thoughts. Organized thoughts will help you make more helpful decisions, which will naturally lower your stress levels in life and therefore lead to a smoother experience emotionally and physically. And that's it for today, guys. Try out these 4 tips to reduce or even possibly get rid of period pain. And let me know how it goes after you've tried it for a few months. You can leave a comment below and it would be great to see what people's different experiences are. One thing to note though is that I have done these methods and seen these results whilst naturally cycling. I don't take any birth control or medication that alters my hormones. As we discussed previously, hormones are what start, stop, and maintain your period. So if you take medication or birth control that alters your hormone levels, then it can change how you experience your period, and it may change and affect the results you see from using these tips. That's all that I have to say. Thank you for watching. And remember, who you're truly meant to be is worth becoming. My name's Yuna, and it's been a pleasure to have shared this small portion of your journey with you.